There we are. There we are. Talk to me. Can you hear me now? All right. I think you got me. Hear me? Hear me? Yeah, you got me. You got me. Guys and girls, it's another early one. It's another early one. All right, let me quickly say hello to a few people. All right, cool. Sounds back. I didn't turn it on. I'm tired. Half asleep. Who's in here? Stephen Ford. What's Stephen saying? Crawford gets the KO in 9. AMG says Porter is going to win. What's this one? Rakoba 2020 says, I think it will go 12 rounds. For people asking, when do I think it's going to come on? It's 3 o'clock now. We have got this fight, and then we got the co-main, and then we got Crawford Porter. So I'm thinking around 4 o'clock. So about an hour, people. It's a bit long in it, about an hour. Reese Sags, and yes, Ade, this is going to be a banger. I think it will be a good one. I think it will. Who's this? Golden Mike says, watching from Denmark, working my night shift, morning peeps. Jeez. Get your work, brother. Get your work. Okay, this is when you guys were telling me you couldn't hear me. You couldn't hear me. Who's this one? Clive Laughing Man says, good morning. Morning, Rob. Morning. Martin Banner says, my brother, are you good? I'm good. You know what it is? You try and sleep. I tried to get a couple of hours sleep. I think that's not a good idea. I think I need to not do that. Jamal Hack says, I'm going to sleep, probably. If you're going to sleep, careful. You've only got about 45 minutes to an hour. I'd say about an hour. Sam Stacks, Stocks, apology, says, big up Addy, back for the late night lives. We're back, peeps. You know what? Funny thing is, I enjoy these. What I've also done, and I'm hoping it will help, I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi. I've actually plugged it in, so I'm doing Ethernet connection. So hopefully the quality is a bit better. Because when I watch these back on the Wi-Fi, it looks really bad. Just let me know. Hassan and Dan, by the way, has just been put down by this guy whose name I can't pronounce. He's from Kazakhstan. Obviously, everyone calls him the next GGG, but this guy looks good. Looks really good. Strong. What's this super chat here from CRB? Says, what's up, man? Fury versus White won't happen. I told you, didn't I? And you won't listen again. P.S. See you, Devin versus Jojo. And Jojo wins that fight too. I am flying out, so I'm not going out, unfortunately, for Teofimo Lopez Cambosos, but I am flying out for Jojo Diaz, Devin Haney, which is good news. I'll be working for DAZN over there, so happy and proud to be going over there for that. Rohiston says, you think Porter will be as aggressive as he was with Spence? Yeah. There's Porter ain't changing. Porter 34 years old. Porter isn't changing the way in which he fights. Porter's that aggressive with everyone. There's only been a couple of fights at world level where I thought Porter's not been as aggressive. I didn't think it was as aggressive against Yordenis Ugas, but Porter's always aggressive. That's the only way he wins. Romel says, we're in the building. Welcome. MC says, I've got money on a Porter win. I've got a lot of time for him and he'll fight anybody. And he's fighting it with the attitude, sorry, and hope he gets it. Look, I'm a big Porter fan, but I'm a bigger Crawford fan. So I hope Porter comes in. By the way, this I can't pronounce his surname. Alim Kanuli can fight. This kid can fight. Don't get me wrong, he's like in there against Hassan and Dan, who's let's be honest, is done, has seen better days. But I like his look. I like his style. He's got that lazy low right hand, but he's just good. Southpaw as well, switch hitter. He's danger at 160. He's a problem at 160. A big problem. Like, he looks like he'd be comfortable to be fast-tracked to a world title, like, now. That's what I think anyway. What's this one? Tony Finkin says, morning, Eddie. Love the show. Crawford to KO Porter. This is going to be better than Spence versus Porter. And I thought Spence versus Porter was a good fight. So yeah, man, that's that's some statement you're saying there. But I think Crawford gets him out of there as well. Late, 11-12. Yeah, that's my answer, Clive. I'm going for Crawford to win. Stop him as well. Rohishan says, did you know Porter beat Usyk in the amateurs? I did. Yep. Jacob Quigg says, yeah, on previous lives at it seems to be poor video quality. Yes, there's a couple of things I've done to hopefully. So now this is a 1080p. And again, I'm using sort of wide internet, not Wi-Fi. The other ones were 720p and Wi-Fi. So hopefully that makes it look a bit better. Tell me, guys, please let me know if the quality does look better, please. Because again, we're still working on things. So it'd be nice to know. What's this one? Jamil Hock Ali says, my local Pure Gym, the PT called Anthony, says he knows you since college. That's why I knew your channel a few years back. Yes, I do know Anthony. I know him very well, actually. Team Banchamek says, I think this is going to be Crawford's toughest fight. Yep. Possibly. I think Gamboa was, well, I don't know if Gamboa was tough, but I'm trying to think of what was Crawford. Benavidez was quite tough, you know, until Crawford got to him late. That weren't easy. Velasquez obviously put him down. It was a knockdown. I know it wasn't scored as one, but it was a knockdown. This is interesting. We'll talk about this through the night. I think Makabu knocks Canelo out. Obviously, that fight's pretty much done, right? They're done the face-to-face. Like, Canelo don't muck about. Just had his fight, goes to the WBC convention, and then immediately agrees to fight cruiserweight. No mucking about. How easy the WBC can make that, but yet there's issues in making Fury versus White. It's crazy. Crazy. Jack Askew says the quality is class. Oh, that's good. Really happy to hear that. That the stream looks half decent because, yeah, that's good. Will Dogan says the quality much better on Ethernet. Ah, wicked. That's good. Simsy says, yo, Ade, long-time subscriber, ready to get a chance to tune in live. Keep up the good work, brother. Love seeing how far you've come. Thank you, people. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate it. Have I met Max Kellerman? No, but I hope, obviously I know it's a DAZN card, but I hope that he is there for Devin Haney, Jojo Diaz. Massive fan of Max Kellerman. Massive, massive fan. I don't, you know, this is what I need to sort out. Little things like this. Sam Pickett says, hi, Addy, will you have a fight clock on screen so we can sync? I don't have a fight clock. I will tell you where I am, but I need to sort out little things like that. I think just to improve these live streams, it's coming. It's coming, I promise. Will Dogan says, Ndam taking shots. He is. But again, this Alim Kanuli from Kazakhstan is a good fighter. I think something they said earlier in the broadcast, like 380 amateur fights. I think this is something like only 8 defeats. That's solid. I think that's what I heard anyway. Luke 20 says, I hope you all had a close fight tonight. I think Crawford edges it. Yeah. This is it. You know, the funny thing is with Crawford, as much as I'm a big Crawford fan, we just don't really know, do we? Because the resume, although, you know, he's had a lot of fights, still quite thin. Whereas I know exactly what I'm getting with Porter. Exactly. That's why in the lead up to the Porter Spence fight, I always gave Porter a chance because I know what I'm getting. I don't know what I'm getting with Crawford yet against an elite operator. Brook wasn't elite. No disrespect to Velasquez, that's top European level. Hamid Khan was done. Benavidez was done. Jeff Horn. Is Jeff Horn elite? Do you know what I mean? So those are his recent fights. So how do we know? It's difficult. Those are B, C level guys. So it's difficult to know. By the way, this Amlim Kanuli is bashing up Ndam. Credit to Ndam, who's still there, is tough. Ndam isn't just coming for a paycheck. He's coming, you know, for a final hurrah in the 160-pound division. Ndam has been fighting at 168, so he's coming down. But it's weird how he's the guy coming down, but he still looks like the smaller guy in the ring. This Alan Kanuli guy is big, really thick set. 791 Mike says Andrade would give Canelo plenty to think about. A lot of people have said this. The fact is, Andrade's fight at 160. So as much as Andrade's saying he wants the Canelo fight, if you want a Canelo fight, you might have to chase him up to 168. You might have to chase him up. And I'm pretty sure, look, I'm not quite sure if it works like this for Andrade, but I'm pretty sure that because he's a WBO belt holder, um, if you vacate, you do get yourself into a mandatory position in the weight above. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I stand to be corrected if it's not. If that is how it works, then you should just chase Canelo up. Ishmael Hussein says, how many fights left to the main one? We got this one, which looks like it could be over very, very soon. And then the co-main. So what, one fight after this, and then we're in. Again, I think we're going to do it. I think we've got about an hour, I think, to Crawford, Porter, and I will be doing commentary as well because my commentary skills, I've been told, are pretty decent. So we're going to give it a go. We're going to give it a go. Articulate Design, morning, mate, 7 a.m. over here. I think Articulate Design, if I'm correct, is in Dubai. As always, much love, my man. Louis says, this fight is going the way. 12 rounds to Crawford by decision. Well, yeah, I think that's the popular bet, right? If you've got a couple of quid, that's where you put your money. Read that one already. Boxing, pound for pound, Jack says, it's sleep time for Porter. I don't know. Why do people think that? I mean, no one's put him to sleep. No one's put him to sleep. I'm trying to think. Not many people have even put him down. Like Porter's tough. Porter is tough. Crawford's very, very good. Don't get me wrong, and very spiteful. But Porter's good and strong at the weight. Jacob Quigg says, I effing love Shawn Porter. Hope he does it. Yeah, so do I. I really do. Boo Boo should fight GGG or Murata after the 28th of December. He should. I don't know. Murata, I think, would fight him. I don't think GGG would, not because GGG is scared, but I don't think GGG necessarily cares about the belt. So I'd be shocked if GGG fights him. Am I coming to New York? No, unfortunately not. Unfortunately not, peeps. Not coming for this one. It's a shame, but definitely coming for, like, 100% coming for the Haney Jojo Diaz and coming for the Jake Paul Tommy Fury fight as well. So much disrespect for Porter here. No, it's not. It's not disrespect for Porter. It's a lot of respect for Crawford. That's what it is. So I think people are so high on Crawford, it maybe comes across as disrespectful to Porter. It's not. It's Crawford's, I think. Also, mate, I love this channel. Great content and love what you do with the zone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're still getting kind of used to things, especially for me on TV with the zone, but we're getting there. This is interesting, this one. Liam Williams to beat Eubank, going to be a slugfest. It's very interesting because Mike Coppinger and Michael Benson reported that Liam Williams was out with a hand injury. All of a sudden, he's not out, he's fighting, which tells me he's injured. That rumor doesn't come from nowhere. That story, like Mike and both Mikes, Michael Coppinger and Michael Benson, aren't just going to report that without knowing something. So I feel like Liam Williams is going to that fight injured now, which takes a bit away from me because if he does lose, and I do think Eubank Jr. will win, then he's going to immediately say he was injured. That's what's going to happen. Mahal Mupali says, like he said, Crawford is going to show how great a boxer he is. It will depend on Porter whether he falls early or late. It's inevitable. Great show, man. Thank you very much. Interesting. 791 Mike says, Ndam on borrowed time here. Yeah, we're round 6 of 10. Ndam's tough, though. Ndam's tough. Callum Smith stopped him, didn't he? I think on the AJ Ruiz undercard. I think. Pretty sure he did. A couple of really good, really big hooks here by Adam Canali. Like three left hooks in a row, and Dam ate them all, firing back. And Dam is such a good gatekeeper for anyone at 160. Such a good gatekeeper. Rowan Perry in the building. What's good, Rowan? How you doing, my man? Good. Tired, My best friend got married last night. So we're out drinking, and boy, surviving. But we're here. Our ticket design says, why do you think almost everyone has Crawford so high on their pound for pound list when almost everyone is in agreement his hardest test was a very bloated and far smaller Gambo, which was way back in 2014 too. I think you're right. I think he almost he's in there by default because he's a free weight world champion. I think that's the reason why. And I think everyone knows there's more in there as well. So he's almost in there because people believe that he is the best. It's strange because they asked Canelo who is the best fighter in the world, and Canelo said, obviously, aside from me, Crawford. So I don't know. He's obviously got this mystique about him, but I do think you have to give credit, regardless of who he's fought, to become a freeweight world champion. I think we've got to give credit to him to being a legit freeweight world champion. So no regular belts, none of that nonsense, like legit titles. Undisputed as well at 140. So let's not let that needs to be respected as well, like cleaned up at 140. But yeah, it's strange. And this will be, oh, good shot from Alam Kanali, just as we start round number 7. This will be, I guess, that one A-list, A-level fighter on there. Is Porter an A-level fighter at this stage of his career? Not sure. Boxing pound for pound Jack says, are you working Fury Paul fight for Talksport? No. So I'm doing the lead up to it for DAZN. DAZN aren't showing the fight, but we're gonna do like a show in leading up to it. So I'm doing that for it. But whilst out there, you know what? You know what? Yeah, I like what you're thinking. Whilst out there, if I'm there, I'm definitely gonna be doing something for Talksport. 100%. Might as well get that money everywhere. Get that mullah. Yeah, Duran says today we'll witness the true greatness of the best boxer pound for pound. We'll see. We'll see how good he looks. We'll see how good he looks. Oh, good shout here at this one. I love this one. Hello, Addy. Dan Aziz was brilliant this evening. Do you think he can have a major impact on the domestic light heavyweight division? Yes, I do. I really, really do. Um, Sorry, what's happened there, Mike? Apologies, peeps. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, 100%. He can have an impact. I mean, you look at that division, the domestic division, light heavyweight. It's ridiculous, by the way. So, like, there's at least. So who have we got in that division? That's so we've got Dan Aziz now, Anthony Yard, Lyndon Arthur, Boatsi, Callum Johnson. Um, who have I missed out? Callum Smith. Um, who's Shakan Peters has to be there. Chuck Dan Aziz. That's 8. 8 in the division. And all 8 could fight each other. And there'll be Craig Richards. I mean, it's ridiculous. Ridiculously good. Stacked. So yeah, Dan Aziz can definitely be a part of it. No doubt. Pioneer 66 says, I've always suspected Crawford was special. However, if he dominates Porter, it will steal the deal and leave no doubt. Yeah. Although I still think people will question it just because of, what kind of Porter are we seeing right now? We're not seeing the Porter of sort of 5, 6 years ago. We are seeing a Porter that, might be on the way down. In fact, is on the way down. There's no doubt about it. 34, been in a lot of tough fights, but still, I agree with you. It's still going to be a good win. Um, what else have we got? Rakoba says, and AB is a free world champion. AB is a 4-weight world champion, Adrian Broner, if that's what you're referring to. Yeah, Adrian Broner's a good fighter. Let's not sleep on Broner now because Broner's done. There was a time when people thought Broner was legit. But yeah, we'll see. Joe, Adeladipo, just woken up for this one. Where are we in the schedule? How far from the main event? I'd say we're about 45 minutes from the main event. I'd say about 45. Just checking my just checking my My so I'm streaming it from my phone to I've got like a big TV screen right here in front of me, and it is very, very slow. Like the casting is super slow. So I was double checking if I can somehow speed this up. Whilst I do that, let me just read a couple more of your things. What's this one? Your stream went live yesterday and a few people joined. I think a woman called Kimberly said you was at a wedding. Re- you know, I realized I done it to 3 a.m. for yesterday. Big mistake. Big mistake. Apologies. I was at a wedding though. I was at my friend's wedding. Oh, here we go. Shout out to the 8 people who were here yesterday. That's dedication. Louis says, first time on your show, looking forward to the big fight. Keep up the good work, brother. But Porter is going to give Crawford all he can handle. People don't be surprised if Porter wins. Porter wins. I don't know if it'll be one of the biggest upsets of the year, but it'll be a huge one. And it ruins that Spence Crawford fight because now Spence is back in training. I mean, we literally could go Crawford Spence. There's no excuse anymore. Now fighters are willing to cross over. We could go Crawford Spence. If Porter wins, he fucks all that up big time. Big time. All right, let's sort this out. Sorry, people. Just trying to get it sorted. Okay, so I've literally just missed that and damn fight, which is annoying. And damn obviously lost, but I don't know when or how. That's really annoying. That just nonsense. Um. CRB super chat says, "Get at me for Devon Jojo. I'll be at Dre's. What's Dre's? What's that? We're gonna be in them streets. Gonna bring back Cancun Ade." I'm an old man now. I'm off the streets. I'm an old man. Um, James Jermaine says, I think Sean Porter is getting stopped tonight for the first time between round 6 and 10. By the way, we are a co-main away now. So literally just one more fight and then we're into it, people. Mubasha Sheikh says, Morning Addy, where's Crawford in your pound for pound list? Where is Crawford in my pound for pound list? Obviously, look, Canelo's number one by some distance, if I'm honest with you. Like, he's number one by so far. I'll tell you who's really high on it now. Usyk. Usyk was number 5. Usyk might be number 3. So I would say Canelo. It's tough between Inoue, Usyk, and Crawford for me. In any order you want. I feel like I'm missing someone obvious out, but yeah, I think those will probably be my 4. Who am I missing out? I'm blatantly missing someone out here, aren't I? No, I think that's it. I think those would be my 4. I think I would have Canelo, Crawford, Inoue, Usyk. Yeah, I think that would be it. And then I might, I might have at number 5, Josh Taylor, undisputed man, undisputed in a division. I might have him that high. Tifima Lopez is definitely in my top 10. Yeah, some good fighters out there. Brian Cursor, Crawford is going to make Porter fall short and punish him. Think it'll be quite easy for him after the first few rounds. Nothing is easy when you're fighting Sean Porter. I get what you're saying, Brian, but I'd be shocked. Jacob Quick, 4 a.m. fight, UK roasting at 1 p.m. We're fucked in the UK. Yeah, I don't think the Americans realize how difficult it is for us to keep doing this, but we keep doing it. These 4 a.m., 5 a.m. starts is a joke. I still don't understand why boxing is still a late event in America. Like other sports aren't late, but are they? Like, I don't get why boxing has to start anywhere around the world. Even over here, I don't necessarily get why the main event has to start around 10:30, 11. Doesn't make sense for me. It never has made sense. Why is it not starting at like 8 in the evening, 7 in the evening? Why is it this late thing? I don't get it. Crawford is the best boxer out there at the moment. Yes, better than Canelo, in my worthless opinion. Mm. Karma's in the building. Ref stoppage. People saying it's a good stoppage. I missed it, which is annoying. Muzi Moyo says, "Morning, fellas. Let's have that Bud stoppage." A lot of people want Bud to win for some reason. I get it though. Ade, can Canelo beat Usyk at cruiserweight? You must be crazy. You must be crazy. Sorry, I'm not. Apologies, not being rude to you, but you must be crazy if you think that can happen. Do you think Porter would do better than Brook? Absolutely. Absolutely. Brook was dead at 147. I'm a massive Brook fan, but he was dead at 147. He ain't doing that. Haida Khan says, Adi, did you hear what Ndam said to the ref? No, didn't hear it at all. Nuril says, morning, Adi. Will you be streaming the fight on your channel? Absolutely not, Nuril. Can't even lie to you and say yes for you to stay. I won't. I won't be streaming it. So if you want to go, Nuril, go. I'm not going to be streaming it. But feel free to stay because it's going to get fun when the commentary starts. Ian Dixon says, what about Loma? Loma for me still a top 10. One defeat and a close fight doesn't remove you from that top 10. He's still a top 10. He's got Richard Comey coming up in 3 weeks. So yeah. Bob said and confirmed that Callum Johnson will be fighting Joe Smith on the 15th of January. Big opportunity for Callum. Do you think he can win? I do think he can win because it's just a straight shootout between those two. Straight shootout. All right, so I'm now trying to get this sorted because I've been having issues getting this over. Let's hope it works now. I don't know what's going on with this thing. We'll get it sorted in a minute. What's the highest you think Jake Paul can go? No height at all. Well, it's sad that he's fighting a legit boxer. He's fighting a boxer next, so I guess you got to give him some respects, but no, not at all. 791 Mike says because it's deemed as violence. What do you mean? That still doesn't make sense because is that but because the fights start early. So I mean, remember the fights start like 5 o'clock because of the cards are so long. So is it not violence at 5? And then what does it get more violent at 9 p.m. in the evening? I just think they're too late. I think they're too late. I think Callum Johnson has a chance to beat Joe Smith and could be a unified champion if Yard or Arthur fight for the vacant WBO belt, and that could be a unification fight. Sounds all good, but boxing, unfortunately, a bit more complicated than that. But yeah, look, he's got a chance. Joe Smith is favourite to win the fight, but he's got a chance, 100%, because he's just big and can punch. And Dam said, no, I was ready to die. Pretty hardcore. Jesus. Ellie's setback and Garcia team said Canelo could beat Usyk at cruiserweight. They're mad. They are mental. Usyk would destroy him at cruiserweight. Destroy him. They're crazy. Beat him at cruiserweight. That's nuts. I don't know what is going on here with my thing, Like, I might have to watch it without, like, on my phone. I don't know what's going on with my casting. I have to just go old school, watch it on the phone, which is annoying. I don't know what is going on. Anyway, enough of that. Daryl Reed says paid $40 in Australia. 40, really? We've got this sort. I say free, but we got this on Sky Sports over here for free. If you got Sky. Ed said, "Do you think Canelo will ever meet Crawford, Spence, or Javante Davis?" How's Canelo going to meet Javante Davis? Yeah, he'll meet him in the street and say hello. One's 168, one's at 135. No, ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. I feel like the Spence one's interesting because some people have started to give that some weight, but that's not happening either. I feel like the only chance or hope of the Spence one happening was about a year and a half ago when Canelo was still at 160, and there was a lot of talk about Spence going up to 154. But Spence had the car accident, which obviously kept him out of the ring for a while, and then is now staying at 147. If Spence at the time went to 154 and Canelo was still at 160, then there would have been a chance, right? There would have been a chance. But now with Canelo at 168, now going to Canelo's going to cruiserweight, and Spence is at 147. There are no chance. Adil Shakut says Ellie is the most pathetic reporter I've ever seen. There are some out there, but he is number one. He is the worst. Like, he literally is the biggest ass kisser of a reporter I've ever seen in my life. I can't stand it. I know he's got 1 million subscribers. Who cares? Madness. Chris says, why is this fight co-main on a pay-per-view? It's co-main on a pay-per-view because it's cheap. Never. That's the real reason. A lot of these big fight cards, the money goes to the main two, and they just have to kind of just find money for the co-main and the rest of the card. So most times you look at the fight card for Canelo. Look at the fight card for Canelo. How bad was it? Yeah, how bad was that, by the way? I'm just using my phone now because I don't know what's going on with this stream. They're showing Terence Crawford in the changing room. I wonder how much Bud weighs tonight. What are we thinking? 160? Is that too much? 13 pounds, 14 pounds? I think we'll put that on. All right, let's get back into this. Let's get serious now. All right, what we got? Who's here? What we saying? Hassan Ahmed said Spencer's a beast, but that liquor's holding him. Yeah, some people said he looked a bit tipsy at the Canelo fight. Like, he was doing a few interviews and he looked a bit, which is disappointing. If that's the case, very disappointing. Crawford versus Mayweather at 147. Who wins and how? Mayweather. Don't know how, but Mayweather gets the job done because Mayweather's unbeaten. Well, then again, Crawford is as well. But yeah, Mayweather. Articulate Design says, yeah, Ellie has a lot of subs, but his videos get like 2,000 views. People just can't stand how up the arse of the Americans he is. He seems to have a thing against European fighters or hate European fighters. Yeah, I'm not a fan of his at all. I used to be, by the way, because I used to find it quite entertaining, but not anymore. Totally random, but would you say the green chair is your most prized possession? It might be. It might be because it's just random. Like, I only sat in it because I didn't have a chair to sit in. That there, I didn't want to film it. I feel people were gonna diss me and talk about the Matrix and shit, and all of a sudden it's getting there. TJ Coachella says, shout out, sir, from the Philippines, Santa Cruz. Davido, sir, watching your live. Much appreciated. Trill Rants from Review says, do you think we'll see GGD versus Canelo trilogy? No. I was actually shocked that Canelo announced his fight in Makabu this quick. I thought Canelo would wait to see how the Benavidez fight played out. Obviously, Benavidez got the win. And I thought he would 100% wait to see if GGD looks good against Murata. But no, Canelo's like, doing what I want to do. I'm more interested to see where this Canelo fight plays out in terms of what broadcaster. Is it going to go on DAZN? Is he going to go on pay-per-view? Because you want to be in the Canelo business now. I mean, you've always wanted to be, but Canelo clearly is the biggest name in boxing right now. I mean, 800,000 pay-per-view buys, which is a bit mad. So, yeah, interesting. But I think the GGD thing's done. 791 Mike says Crawford goes for a KO in a way Mayweather didn't at the highest level. Yeah, but Crawford, in going for the KO, always gives you an opportunity. Mayweather didn't, because Mayweather didn't give you opportunities. That's the difference. Like in a Crawford fight, as exciting as they are, you've always got a chance with Crawford, I think. And that's stupid because he's not lost. But I always watch him and think, you got a chance, you know. You got a chance. Mayweather, you had no chance. You had no chance. The equalizer, Errol Spence said he will attend today's fight. If he does, will he call out the winner? No, Errol shouldn't call out the winner. The winner should call out Errol. Let's not forget, Errol still got 2 belts in this division. If I'm Crawford and I win, I grab the mic from whoever's interviewing me. See, if I was the guy that was doing the ringside interviews, I'd say to Crawford, who do you want next? And Crawford has to say he wants Errol Spence next. And if they're smart, Errol Spence gets into the ring and looks at him face to face, and everyone goes crazy. Everyone will go crazy. So let's see. Articulate Design says, man, the quality of your stream is so high. I was watching you on 480p on my TV and didn't even realize it wasn't HD. 1080 looks amazing. Yes, so I've upgraded to 1080, people. And I'm using the a wired Ethernet connection as opposed to Wi-Fi. Again, this is a one-man band. Stick with me. We are trying, but it's going to, hopefully the quality does look a bit better. All right, we're into the co-main in this one. So we're not long away, What's the time? 20 to 4. I think we're about 45 minutes away. Let's hope that one of these guys gets the early stoppage. I doubt it, but we'll see. Where is CRB? CRB is in the building, people. He's in the building. He's had a couple of questions answered already. ED says, Pretty Boy Floyd used to look for the knockout until Money Mayweather emerged. Yeah, Pretty Boy Floyd would always try and go for the kill. But obviously, this is the guy that came from a lower weight class. I think a lot of people maybe tuned into Floyd when he was at 147. There's no point trying to go for the kill at 147 if you don't have the power to go for the kills. I think it's smart what Mayweather did when he went up to the higher weight classes. And in the end, it proved very smart because he got a lot of longevity from his career, didn't he? Joe says, I have a weird feeling that if Bud versus Porter becomes a brawl, Porter's career will all but be done. Parent trainers sometimes tend to send out their kids past breaking point. Porter's coming to the end anyway, but I think Porter's obviously, unlike most boxers, he's already got a second career lined up. Porter, I think, is very good. He's got a very good podcast, YouTube channel, which I find entertaining. He does a lot of behind the scenes stuff at boxing. I think he'll be a good manager. I think he'll be a good trainer. Porter's okay. Porter's one of the good guys in boxing. Jacob Quigg, Addy, I would love to hear you on Talksport with Perry Groves. The future. I used to do a show with Perry every Sunday. I think that's going to come back actually. What's this one? I'm a massive AJ fan, but I can't deny that Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight right now. But I think AJ is still a bigger draw. Would you agree? The just part is Fury's a better boxer. That's not a just. The just part is AJ being a bigger draw. I think if Fury comes back and has a fight over here, it's going to do really good numbers. But Fury, yeah, AJ is clearly the bigger name fighter, but it's not as wide as it once was. Sam Boy says, what's next for AJ? I think he's done. No, he's not done. He's not done at all. He's got Usyk next. And that fight they're saying is likely to be in March. So we're not that far away from the rematch, which is crazy. Unfortunately, the answer to this question is yes. I think Canelo could KO GGG. Bear in mind though, GGG has never been down before. So it's not that ain't easy. Never been down. But yeah, I think he could. Anyone know any sites I can watch the fight on for free? I do think though, if you are based in the UK, you can go to Now TV, and I think you can. So I'm watching it on Now TV on my phone. You can go to Now TV and you can get a 7-day trial I think, a 7-day free trial, and you can watch it and then cancel your trial. Sorry, cancel your subscription after the trial ends. So just make sure you know that, cancel it on day 6 or something. Um, what's this one? Lads, Bud is chinny though. If Porter catches him, and he will because Bud gives you a chance, will it hurt Bud be able to outdog Porter? Um, yeah, I think this is the interest, and it's a good question by the way, Muzzy. Like, I think people maybe underestimate how much of a dog Crawford is as well. And Crawford used to be a wrestler when he was young, so he's very strong physically. Maybe doesn't look physically strong because he's quite wiry, but very, very strong. There's always videos of him wrestling. And I mentioned the reason I bring up the wrestling because you have to be a dog to wrestle. You have to be a dog. And I think he's got that. And I think he loves it when the going gets tough. That when he had to dog against Gamboa, albeit Gamboa very small, but he dogged there. He had to dog against Benavides. He had to dog a bit against Cavialasquez. He doesn't mind a bit of dog work. He doesn't. But I think I do think he can just outbox him. I just think he can outbox. I don't think this has to be get into a grinding sort of dogfight. I don't think it has to do that. I think Crawford can literally just outbox Porter all night. And if he wants to turn it up and go through the gears, I think he can do that as well. Abdi Mousse says, "What do you think about White and how the WBC is treating him?" It's not great, is it? It's not great. But the problem is, he is bloody hell. This foul cow is putting it on him. Good little scrap. This one. I need to somehow get this on my big screen. I can't watch it on my phone. I might go silent for a few minutes, guys, as I try and get this on my big screen. But we'll read out a few more questions. Liam Edwards says, "Do you give AJ much chance against Usyk in the rematch?" Personally, I still don't think Usyk gets the credit for how good he is and how much of a dog he has inside him when he needs it. I give AJ a chance, but I make Usyk a big, big favorite. I really do. But we'll see how it plays out. But I certainly give AJ a chance. And you might be right about people maybe not giving Usyk all the credit because what people have done because AJ has lost. It's all about AJ. It's all about the trainer. It's all about this. No, no, no. It's Usyk. Usyk's the biggest problem. It's not the trainer. Not whether AJ is a dog. The problem's Usyk because Usyk's that bloody good. GGG is susceptible to body shots. He's not susceptible to body shots. GGG has been hurt to the body by one fighter, one in his whole career. That's not susceptible to body shots. That's like someone getting hit with a couple of headshots and someone saying he's chinny. Like, susceptible to body shots would be if GGG got put down several times by body shots. Then you'd say yes, by different fighters. You can't be susceptible to body shots if it's just one person doing the damage. I love this comment, and this is true. When Bud goes southpaw, it's over. That is such a true statement. It's almost like Terence Crawford will come out orthodox, and it's like, okay, as soon as he goes southpaw, pack your bags, it's a wrap. It's almost like he goes to another. It's like that's his way of showing you, all right, I'm going through the gears now, because Bud is one of the best switch hitters we know. Love that statement, Calvin. Absolutely love that statement. Oh, that's a good one. What's this one? Ade, I've watched you since your days of your mate. Can't remember his name. His name is Ryan. And I have nothing but respect for you and how hard you've worked. But did you ever think you'd get here? Nope. Not a clue. No chance that I didn't even think I'd be doing this, like bloody live watch alongs. How long is this taking me to get set up? So no, I definitely didn't think I'd get here. It all started as just a bit of fun. So to think that somehow talking sport pays the bills is just for me a bit mad. So no, I certainly didn't. I'm actually doing this like university class thing on Tuesday to speak to some university students about getting into this, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't even know what to tell them. Like, pray, because there was no, I don't know. Bud will pull it out of the bag easier than Spence and Furman. in my opinion, Crawford those dimensions. Maybe, but again, Spence and Furman, especially Furman, fought way better versions of Porter. Furman fought the doggest Porter ever. That Porter that Furman fought, like Furman don't get the credit, but Furman fought a dog Porter, a dog Garcia. Furman ain't gonna get the credit though. Like when people talk about the best welterweights of this era, no one's gonna mention Furman, which is crazy. Do 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 do. All right. Ade, it's like watching you from the top of St. James's Park at the moment. Drop that camera angle. You know what? This camera angle here is going to come down slightly. It's probably going to be about that level. So it's going to be really eye level. But right now, I can't be asked to go over there and drop it. NH says, how fit is Maya Jama? Very. What time's the fight starting? Time is 10 to 4. I'd say the fight is starting. What round are we in this one? This is round 3 of 12. This one looks like it could go all the way, by the way. So we might be starting around 4:30, 4:45. That's boxing. That is boxing. Jay says, Assalamu alaikum from Saudi Arabia. Assalamu alaikum, my brother. What's this one? I took talking to some students, mate. That is freaking epic. You're literally a telly celeb now. You're joking. Certainly not. But it's good to speak to these students. Was it 18 to 22-year-olds or something? 25 of them. Jeez. Oh my god, I have no idea what I'm gonna say to him. No idea. Man, I feared for Porter's skull in that Furman fight. He was eating counters for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I was amazed he kept going. Yeah, honestly, Furman was so good that night. What is going on with Keith Furman, by the way? Is he going to fight Boots or is he not? Like, what is going on? I wonder now. Like now is probably the only like he's actually lucky that there's a window of opportunity for him, Furman, and the window of opportunity for him to get back in there is either Ugas or Spence. They're both there. Those fights are there. Ugas is going through his own shit with the WBA, but they would definitely let him fight Furman, and Spence would fight Furman as well. Like he's got an opportunity. If Furman really wants it, he can get it. He can get it. But I don't think Furman wants it anymore. I really don't. And if you don't have that dog in you, then this is the wrong time to try and step back in the ring. James Everell says, props for the 4 a.m. content delivery, Ade. Had a chest infection since Tuesday, and I would not wish that I'm my worst enemy. Look forward to your commentary, dude. Thank you, brother. And apologies for your chest infection, man. Those things ain't easy, boy. Those things ain't easy. Mad, as you said, chest infection, and they're showing this Vicks Vapor Rub app. That might be good for you. Crazy. It's crazy. Sometimes I always get like, what we think, like the way these adverts work with what we say and things a bit mad. What we got here? Will you and Ryan work again? Yeah, 100% we will. I know people will keep asking that, but we will. Trust me, we will. They're showing Crawford in the changing room getting a bit of a sweat on, doing some pad work. I really would have loved to have seen Crawford and Mayweather. You know, Mayweather would have beaten him. I think someone asked the question a bit earlier, but I would love to have seen that fight. Would absolutely have loved to have seen it. Dean Jameson says Josh Taylor, the only man that will give Bud problems. Did you see when they met each other? I think it was a few days ago. How big Josh Taylor is, or how small Crawford is. So maybe it's a Crawford being small thing, but Josh looked massive. Josh is definitely up to 147, if not 154. If not 154. Whatever happened to boxing gossip? Used to enjoy watching him as well. No idea. No idea. Max Kellerman as a guest would be great. The first guest we're hoping to get is Eddie Hearn, actually. I say me. It's only me doing this. It's Eddie Hearn, but we'll see. Oh, I just saw something really good here. What's this one? According to Mike Coppinger, former champion Jesse Vargas and Liam Smith have agreed to terms for a £154 fight on January 28th or 29th in Las Vegas. Great fight. Who you got? Well done to Liam Smith for getting the opportunity. He's been begging for it. Spoke to him a few weeks back, and obviously after coming off the Anthony Fowler fight, he wants a big name. He was almost offended that people gave Fowler a chance in that fight. He wants a big opportunity. So good luck to him. I would probably favor Jesse Vargas, but it's a good fight. I was stunned at how huge Taylor was in comparison to Crawford. I couldn't believe it. Could not believe the size difference. Honestly, they looked a couple of weights apart. Honestly, it looked like it was a guy at 154 talking to a guy at 140. I will say this, that obviously Josh Taylor, and even I'm talking just height. Obviously, look, Crawford's cutting weight. Josh Taylor's probably walking around now about 160. He fights in February, but still looks really big. Chris says Bud takes out Josh Taylor. I think Tio would beat Taylor at 140 also. That, if I had a magic wand right now and I could make one fight, just one fight, it isn't Spence Crawford anymore. It isn't Fury AJ. It isn't whatever you could. The one fight I would make right now is Teofimo Lopez, Josh Taylor at 140. It's the only fight I would make. Like if I could make one fight, magic wand, I think that fight would be bloody epic. Epic. Love it. Would absolutely love it. I'd also love to see, I know it's going to be difficult because of the weights, but Teofimo versus Javante Davis, maybe at 135. Would love that as well. I used to think Crawford was small, but it was interesting how much bigger he was than Porter in head to head. Yeah, that shows how. I mean, Porter fixed it though, isn't he? Like really wide, like almost like it's like a little bit of a bodybuilder. But yeah, that ain't gonna matter. You know, none of that's gonna matter because I don't think this is gonna be a case of Crawford using his jab and keeping him at distance. I just think this is a dogfight. What's the one here? Obviously, my comments lack the necessary, but unfortunately, I cannot afford to super chat. Carl, what are you saying, brother? I haven't seen any of your comments, but keep them coming in because I will try and catch them up. And look, you don't have to super chat, dude. Like literally, you know what the best thing to do? Put it in capitals. That's the trick. Put it in capital letters and it stands out, and I read it. Jose Castaneda says, I think Furman was the best at 147 at one point. The long layoff really hurt. Yeah, Furman was the best. Like, there's no, like he beat at the time Garcia and Porter. I mean, that solidifies you as the best at the time. It's a shame that we never got to see Brook versus Porter. I mean, sorry, Brook versus Furman. And it's a shame also that Furman just missed that Mayweather kind of time as well. But yeah, Furman was a really good fighter. Furman was a really, really good fighter at the time. What's this one? My now TV pass alternative just crashed. I'm off for some grub. Festimosa, a shout out from Chicago. Crawford by KO. Man, that's a statement, you know. Crawford can KO Porter. It's a statement. We just talked about this. Did you see how big Taylor was with Bud the other day? We did. Did, man. What's this one? John O'Neill says the only bad thing about Ade is that he supports Liverpool. Other than that, he's a top lad. Thank you very much. Me supporting Liverpool should give me more points, not take me down. It's a great team to support. What's wrong with you? By the way, out of interest, is this Crawford's last fight with Top Rank? Is it? I think it might be. I think it might be, unless he's had to re-up in order to get this deal. But I think this might be his last fight with Top Rank. Boxing Universe, Aaron going to make Crawford leave his contract on a loss tonight. This could end up being a huge problem on the cards. Maybe. It'll be interesting to see what kind of numbers this does as well. Like, how big are both of them? Like, what kind of pay? Look, I don't really like to get into all this kind of pay-per-view number stuff, but I mean, I wonder if this does 250, 300,000. Is that too much for Crawford Porter? Like, Crawford's never been a good pay-per-view fighter in terms of that being that draw, that guy. But I do think he's got a very good dance partner, a very good B-side with him this time, you know. So we'll see. We'll see what that does. I think it might get 200, 300,000. and he needs that then to go to the table with Errol when they negotiate, because he needs to show Errol that he's a draw as well. So interesting to see what kind of numbers it does. Yeah, this is what I was just saying. This is cool. Okay, last fight, interesting. He's gonna be a very, very sought after agent, like free agent, very, very sought after. Um, I don't think he's gonna work along with the zone. I can't see that just because they don't have any 147 fighters that we want to see him fight. So I do think that he will go to do some stuff with PBC and them boys. Quick football question here. Zidane, I think will replace him. Super chat here from MT. Thank you very, very much. Send a question, my man. Get a question in. Author of Despite the Old Millie says, going to be a good one tonight. Is that a book? Can't see the photo. It is a book. Can you send me that book, please? Send me that book. I love books. I read a lot. Okay, a lot of people here. 200,000 buys, 200, 150. I think it's a bit like that as well. Okay, so we are hearing that it's definitely Crawford's last fight under the top rank deal. Teddy Atlas confirmed with his sources. Interesting. Jose Castaneda said thoughts on Virgil Ortiz training with Eddie Reynoso now. Would he be able to prepare him for Spence Crawford? I mean, look, if it's difficult to turn that opportunity down, right? To be in that camp, very, very difficult. That's a great camp. I'm wondering now though, are there not too many stars in that camp? Do you know what I mean? Like, I would want a trainer to solely focus on me. I don't want a camp where there's 6 or 7 guys. That's just me at that top level. I think you want, you want 100%. I think want to be the man. Then you almost want kind of smaller pieces below you. You look at that camp now, and you got Frank Sanchez, you got Andy Ruiz, Martinez, Canelo, obviously, and now Virgil Ortiz. That's a lot of top fighters in one camp. I mean, how long can Eddie Reynoso really give to each fighter? Not that much. Not that much. Um, Boxing MD says, I heard 300,000 pay per views is the goal. That's going to be. And what is this as well, like money wise? Is it like $80 in America? Is that what it is? I don't even know if that's what it is. Box Universe says pay per view is going to be low. Going after Canelo was a mistake. More of a hardcore fight. Hopefully, it does big numbers. Yeah, I agree. This is more of a hardcore fight. This is just. I feel like this hasn't piqued the interest of the casuals. This is hardcore, and they didn't even really put a casual name on the undercard, like someone that might not have a good record, but a casual name like a Rosado. I know he fought recently, but I'm trying to think of someone like that. So you kind of get the casuals involved. This is really like the co-main, for example. Not many people would have even known who these guys are. So I'm with you. I think this might be low, just because it's more of a hardcore one for us, isn't it? Um, what's this one? Francisco says, "Good evening from Arizona, USA. Crawford's superior boxing ability will be the difference, but Porter makes it tough. He'll be in his grill for 36 minutes. Yeah, he's thinking it goes all the way as well. 30, he will. Porter will make it tough. One thing though, as much as Porter makes it tough, I don't know if Porter's got the big punch. I was watching an interview with Danny Garcia. I don't know who he was talking to, but he was basically saying that for all the swarming that Porter does, there isn't much punch power there. What's happened there? Is it a low blow? Falcao is wincing and grimacing. It's either a headbutt or a low, but I think it's a headbutt. What's happened though? Is there a cut? There's a cut as well. Let me see. I just want to see this headbutt back. I've not really been focusing on this fight. I have no idea who's winning. It looks like an action-packed fight. Let's see. He went down. Oh, that's a big one. That is a big head, accidental, but it's a big headbutt, and it split his sort of. He's cut himself right there as well. You know what? They might stop this fight. You know, they might stop this fight. And look, no disrespect to Falcao, but I hope they do stop the fight, please. Let's see. The referee will give him time, but it looks like a bad cut. And then they're gonna have to go to scorecards. Okay, he's whispering. The doctor, ringside doctor, is speaking to the ref. They might call this. That cut looked bad. They might call it. Come on, call it. Come on. Come on. Come on. What's he doing? What's he doing? I think they're gonna call it. I think they're gonna call it. It's weird how all the fights in the lead up to this have all been a bit like early calls, a few decisions. Oh, it's a nasty cut though. I can't lie to you. It's a nasty cut. It's weird. So Falcao. So trying to see it again. Oh, it's a big cut. It's a horrible cut. Volney is going up and Falcao's coming down. It's just bang, impact like that. I'm not quite sure if they've called it yet, you know, because Volney's in the neutral corner. No idea what they're doing here. This is taking far too long. Referee's gone over again to get a third opinion. I think they might have waved this off. Come on, ref, make the decision. Make the decision, ref. Either call it or not. If they're not going to call it, they should at least allow him to get some Vaseline or something. Okay, the ref's speaking to the ringside judges now as well. It's almost like the ref is getting advice from another ref ringside as to what to do here. Again, if you're just joining the stream, it's the co-main event between Falcao and Volney. And from look, I was only watching it in my periphery, but it looked like it was a good fight. But there's been a headbutt, really bad headbutt here. Accidental. It is an accidental headbutt. But the referee has been deliberating what to do for about 5 minutes, and they're letting the fight go on. I think they're letting the fight go on. Are they? No, they're not. Fight's been called off. Fight's been called off. Volney. Yeah, fight's been called off, peeps. They're trying to headbutt again. So now they're going to go to the scorecards. Interesting, but the fight's been called off. So we are, I'll say, about 15, 20 minutes away now from Crawford versus Porter. That's a bad headbutt, though. Very bad clash of heads. Very bad. What's this one? Who would win? Luis Ortiz versus Charles Martin. We'll find out in January. We'll find out in January. Boxing TV 258 says get Addy to 200 likes. Yes, get me to 200 likes, people, if you can. Like, please, and subscribe. The boxing MD says Bud is a bigger draw than people know, especially in the Midwest. He's not. Bud is a bigger draw in terms of people buying tickets, guaranteed. That I give you. In terms of people paying pay-per-view, he's not. He's not, and it never has been. I remember when Bud fought. Who did he fight again? What's that guy at 140? I can't remember his name now, but I can't remember his name. What's his name again? Fought Josh Taylor as well. I done 50,000 pay-per-view buys. 50,000 pay-per-view buys. He's just not been that guy, unfortunately. Base the kids in the building. What's good, Base? What's good, brother? Just here, man. Just here waiting for this one. Now they're showing the cut again, yeah. It's nasty. That's when you go straight to the hospital for stitches. You do a bit of plastic surgery and hopefully be back again. But that's the kind of cut that looks like it will open up again. It's a shame. Now, John O'Neill says, Ade, do you think Crawford should just remain a free agent? Realistically, that's the best way to have most power on where his career goes. Just look at Canelo. Absolutely. I think once you get to a stage like this in your career, you've got to become a free agent and you literally that you're rolling the dice. This is the problem with being a free agent. Crawford could sign a 5-fight deal now for, I don't know, a guarantee of 10 million a fight. You could get that. Um, and that's 50 million. If you're a free agent, Crawford could go and demand a bit more per fight. But if he loses, then he might go down to 2 million, whereas he could have stayed at that 10 million guarantee. So it's a bit of a risky one. But if you're Crawford, you're 34, stay a free agent, and then literally go to whatever broadcaster you want to get the fights you want made. That's it. Look at Canelo. Canelo's able to do that now. Canelo's like, you know what? I want to be undisputed. Sorry, DAZN. I'm going and fighting Caleb Plant. And then it's a case of who else wants it? Makabu, where are you fighting? I'm going to your broadcaster to fight you. He literally can go anywhere he wants right now. I think that's the best way to do it because, and for fans as well, it's a good thing because right now we're not getting fights made because of people not wanting to join different broadcasters. Again, if you are a free agent and fight on any broadcast or any network, it's good. That's what every boxer should do. I don't understand these boxers signing 6 or 7 fight deals when you're at the top. I get it when you're coming through because you want that guaranteed money. When you're at the top, you don't need to. Crawford's getting his sweat on, boy. Crawford's looking to go soon. Carl, is it Prestige? Is as bad as a cut as Badu Jack, or back in the day when Danny Williams' face nearly split and fell off his skull. May have been against Matt Scutton, but don't quote me. It's a bad cut. I don't know if it's as bad as the Badu Jack one. The Badu Jack one was awful. Awful. And that was right, remember, it was right in the center of his head. That was horrible. Oh, what's this one? I'll read this one first. Ade Crawford not a draw. Nobody gonna offer him more than 10 million. I say he struggles to get 5 million guaranteed per fight. He's lucky he gets 4 million at a fight with Bob. I just chucked out 10. I don't think Crawford gets 10 either. I agree. He's not a draw. He's not a draw. It's a shame. It's a shame because he's a fantastic fighter. Really, really good fighter. But you're right, he's not that much of a draw. Most people thought Errol versus Bud was a 50-50. Porter gave Errol his toughest fight to date, and if it wasn't for that knockdown, it would have gone either way. So why is Porter such an underdog here? He's such an underdog because everyone thinks that Terence Crawford's special. I think that's the reason. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I think if you ask most people how this fight plays out, I think most people think it is 70-30, 60-40. I don't think it's as big as, I don't think no one's saying 80-20. I don't think anyone's saying that. It's going to be a good fight. What's this one? MT says, yo, Ade, do you think this guy is smart? Whoever this is, I mean, you made me want to read this one out. I mean, look, he put it in capital letters. He put boxing gloves over it. He done everything. He done everything. Yo, Ade, do you think the UK could host a major fight consisting of two foreign British fighters like how they do it in the States? If so, who would be fighting? Foreign British fighters. What does that mean? Because I think the UK could host two foreign fighters. You know what I mean? We've got a massive appetite for boxing over here. Like this isn't like America where boxing is the 9th or 10th best sport. Over here, I mean, we have the football, don't get me wrong. Bit of rugby. That's it. In terms of big foot cricket, maybe. I mean, but I don't like if Canelo were to fight over here against anyone, even before it's mentioned who he's fighting, Canelo is selling out an arena easily. Easily. In fact, I think Canelo could sell out a stadium over here. And it doesn't even have to have a name of who he's fighting. And when I say stadium, I don't always mean Wembley. I mean like a 40,000, 50,000 stadium. We've got a massive appetite for boxing over here. Massive. Okay, for example, if Spence versus Crawford was over here, that would sell out Wembley Stadium, I believe. I think that's the appetite for boxing over here. That's just my opinion. Could be wrong. King Charles Animations and Music says, "Wake up, Crawford will win by decision. It will go 12 rounds." Agreed. Agreed. That's my kind of thing as well. I'm thinking Crawford will win by decision. I think I think Port will give him hell though. I really do. Um, Guys, if you are in the stream, firstly, thank you so much. It's weird. They're showing Bud when Bud had hair. How weird does it look now? Terence Crawford had hair. How strange. If you're in the stream, don't forget, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget as well to like and share this as well, people. Thank you very much. MC28 says, Canelo keeps saying he wants to fight over here. Yeah, I don't know who, though. That's the problem. I mean, it's one thing fighting over here, but who are you going to fight? I think I think it could be Boatsi. I'm trying to think of a name. But again, it doesn't have to. I don't necessarily think it has to be a UK guy. I think he could just fight over here and it'll do good numbers. I really do. But maybe Boatsi at light heavy. If Boatsi can somehow get a world title and then there's something to play for there. We'll see. Salah Farrar says Crawford will win by knockout in less than 10 rounds. Okay. That's a bit of a statement, that one, boy. That's a bit of a statement. A Hatman and Ade link up would be great. Hatman, the goat of all this. I think Hatman's fantastic at what he does. It's a shame that Hatman doesn't like show his face and do stuff because I think Hatman's bloody good. Canelo versus Usyk in the UK ain't gonna happen. This is what I think as well. Marks Canelo versus a Coley. I think a Coley's too big. I know he's fighting Makabu, but I've met Makabu. In fact, I actually commentated on Makabu's fight in South Africa. His first fight after the Tony Bellew defeat. He's not big. He's not big at all. And he's probably a bit taller than me, just a little bit taller than me. Whereas a Coley is a monster. Like a Coley is like just 6'5", 6'6", really big. So Coley's just too big. And that's why Canelo's fighting Makabu because look, still there's a big size difference between Makabu and Canelo, but it's nowhere near the size difference between a Coley and Canelo. A Coley and Canelo will just be embarrassing. It will look silly. And a Coley can crack. Makabu's got power, but not a Coley power. That guy hits you with anything, you're in trouble. That guy farts, he'll probably knock you out. David Ross says Josh Taylor versus tonight's win and bring it. You know, the thing is, once Josh Taylor fights Jack Catterall in February, I think he might just go up. I think he might say, you know what, we've done what we needed to do, this 140-pound division. Let's go up. I think they would have hoped that Mikey Garcia won against Sandor Martin, and that would have been a big fight to sell at 140. Because Mikey lost, what's the reason for him to stay at 140 now? Javonte Davis had that fight at 140. He's gone straight back down. Teofimo Lopez looks like he could be on a collision course with Devin Haney. So Teofimo might stay in the 135 division for another year. So if I'm Josh, I go up now. I think that is the best way to survive in boxing. I think is make those jumps when you need to. Don't always kill yourself to make weight. You look at Floyd, and he made those jumps all the time, and Mayweather, and Pac-Man always made the jumps. I think some people stay in the divisions a bit too long, get stale in the divisions, and then struggle to make weight. Keep moving. Like for me, Errol Spence should be at 154 now, not 147. Should be at 154. Jamel Charlo should be at 160. Jamal Charlo should be at 168. Just keep going. Wow. Not me, says Ade. I'm not buying the pay-per-view because I've spent over $350 alone in pay-per-view. Thanks for doing this. A lot of people, you know, it must be difficult, you know. I'm not joking. Seeing the price of the pay-per-views in America to keep up with the sport year in, year out. Honestly, like you must be spending about $800 a year on pay-per-views in America. It's crazy. And like chuck in if you're a boxing fan, I'm just talking if you're a boxing fan. If you're a UFC fan as well, Forget it. Forget it, mate. It's thousands every year. It's crazy, man. It's ridiculous. They need to do something, but this is boxing. Um, Isra says Makabu is going to have a good payday. Fair play. He came back and regained. Makabu has hit the fucking lottery. Bruh. Like, I don't even want to know what Makabu was getting paid for his fights before. Like, but I can tell you now, it was probably just making six figures. And you know, in fact, maybe not even that. Maybe not even that. He's now gonna make, and basically he's selling his title, isn't he? Really? 'Cause I think Canelo will beat him. He's now gonna make seven figures guaranteed. Guaranteed. Jeez, well done to him. Good luck to him, man. This is what we're in the sport for, right? In the sport to win titles and make that money. And he's doing both. So congratulations to Makabu. Um, all right, guys, we are about 10 minutes away. We done it again. You know, every time I do these live watch alongs myself, um, you know, I might until with the cameras shit not set up, I still could get a chair here and bring someone in and do it like that, you know, and just have two people here. But every time I do these live watch alongs, I always think, man, I'm getting tired. Can I hang on? Can I do it? And we've done it, Pete, because we're about 10 minutes away from Terence Crawford versus Shawn Porter. They've got Shawn, who's now flipped the switch and he's in dog mode. I think people sometimes forget about Shawn Porter because Shawn Porter's always smiles and he's happy, he's laughing. When Shawn Porter goes into dog mode, it's a problem. It's a problem. I can't lie, I love the relationship between him and his dad. I think some people think that him and his dad's a bit too hands-on. It's just son. I think maybe people say that who don't have relationships with their fathers, but man, your father's looking out for you. I think it's a great relationship. I think it's one of the most underrated relationships and sort of father trainer relationships in boxing. It really is a good one. Sean's had a fantastic career, and a lot of it is down to the teaching of his father. It's a good relationship. Luke 20 says Ortiz Jr. versus Avanesian is going to be some fight. Yes, it will be. Should be a good one. So should this one. This one's going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. Makabu will flatten Canelo, in my opinion. Let me tell you, yeah, I think Makabu, could be wrong, 28 of his wins, 26 of them have been by knockout. Now, yeah, there are some low level fighters in that, but 20, if this guy at cruiserweight, so he's gonna come into the ring well over 200 pounds, hits Canelo, and that still doesn't move Canelo, then then we need to start testing for stronger stuff. That's what I will say. Hmm. Super chat here from James Burrin. Really appreciate this, brother. Says, congratulations on your success and thanks for staying true to your core audience. Is Crawford the best American since Floyd? Oh, the best American since Floyd. Good question, you know, because you automatically, you know, you think of all the Eastern Europeans that fight in America and the Mexicans that fight in America, but just American probably is, isn't he? Probably is. Yeah, I actually think he is. Again, we go back to it with Crawford. This he's got this mystique about him. He really has. Even when he done the weigh-in and the stare down, like there's something about Crawford that I really like. I like this aggressive Crawford. I think he could be. Tonight will answer a lot of questions about Crawford. Like if Crawford doesn't look good tonight, then everyone's just gonna say, well, you know, everyone's gonna say, oh, it's because you were fighting B-level opposition. But yeah, it's a good question. Peter Nesden says, miss a lot of things about UK, but getting Vegas fights at lunchtime and UK fights first thing in the morning makes up for it. Yeah, can imagine. Where are you now, Peter? Let me know. That would be so nice, but it's not happening. Will Canelo fight Makabu in Africa? Nah, there's too much money for Canelo to be made. When Jamel Herring, there as well in the Terence Crawford camp. No, there's too much money to be made in Vegas for Canelo, unfortunately. Too much money. So he will probably be fighting in Vegas. And look, for again, Makabu would love that. I think even if you gave Makabu the option of having the fight in Africa or Vegas, I think he might say Vegas. Like for a lot of these boxers, the dream for a lot of them is to have that big fight in America. A lot of them want it. So and he'll want that. He'll want that. It's the dream. This is the dream come true for Makabu that he probably thought would never happen. Makabu was probably thinking, I can get Bradis or maybe a Coley in the UK. It will be on potentially pay-per-view and make some money. He's lottery ticket. Um, Black Lives Matter Boxing says Crawford and Porter are friends. It will not show up in the fight. Yeah, no, this friendship is put to the side now. You can tell from the weigh-in, that weigh-in, like it literally was, nah, we're eating. You're trying to take food off my plate. No friendships. You're trying to injure me and hurt me in the ring. Friendship was put aside. They will touch gloves and go to war. National anthems being sung right now. I can't stand national anthems in boxing. Can't stand them. Young Retro Gamer says Makabu won't come in at over 200 pounds. He's a very small cruiserweight who usually weighs in around 194. Yeah, weighs in at 194, 197. Every time a fighter weighs in, what's the first thing they do? Rehydrate and go and find some food. He will come in over 200 pounds. That's a fact. And although you say he's a small cruiser, again, maybe because I've commentated in his fights, so I've met him a few times. He's a thick set guy. He's a thick set guy. Like Makabu walks around at about 220. He's very thick. His legs are very big. I think Makabu used to play football when he was young. He's got really big legs. So yeah, you're right. He weighs in 194, 197, but as soon as he rehydrates, he'll be over 200 pounds. If Canelo doesn't get cracked by Makabu at 200 pounds, then we need to do an autopsy. What is there to say he's still human? It's crazy. What's this? Thank you for your live stream, Ade. It would have been difficult to stay up for this fight without it. I do think I help people stay up for fights nowadays. I've realized because I know it's hard to stay up for fights. I do think I help people. Your pleasure, my pleasure. I've enjoyed it. This is crazy. Bud was 1-8, Shawn 5-1. That is crazy. Crazy. A 2-horse race and Shawn's 5-1. Mad. Mad. Okay. People are saying Andre Ward is the best American fighter since Floyd. Andre Ward was kind of at the same time as Floyd, though. Andre Ward was kind of around when Floyd was around. So I don't know. But I feel like that they're obviously, look, they're not from the same era because Floyd was before, but they overlap. Whereas Crawford's almost a newer. He's after it. So I know people are saying Ward, but I look at Ward as same time as Floyd. Michael N says, Ade, don't you think Makabu is too slow for Canelo? Also, Williams pulled out the Eubank Jr. fight. And Williams definitely pulled out because it seemed to confirm today that he's in. Too slow for Canelo is an interesting one because if you saw Canelo fight Kovalev, Canelo looked slow. In fact, Canelo looked slow against Plant at 168. Definitely looked a lot slower against Kovalev at 175. Obviously, he's carrying a bit more weight. Now, I'm guessing Canelo will come in around 190, maybe a bit less, right? You don't need to go that heavy. For Makabu, he's going to look a lot slower. So you're adding, I don't know what Canelo would have come in weigh-in for Plant. Obviously, 168, he weighed in. I don't know what the ring time weight was, but he's going to be around 20 pounds heavier. It's a lot. He's going to be slow. So Makabu is slow. You are correct. Makabu's feet aren't the fastest, but he's used to the weight. That's his weight. Canelo is adding weight that he's never had to add before. At least not fight night time anyway. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. There's no doubt Canelo's done thousands and thousands of hours of sparring and rounds of sparring at a heavy weight at around 190, 200 pounds. But fight night is completely different. By the way, this looks really spectacular, doesn't it? It really does look good. Nothing beats a big. So as much as I love the AJ stuff at Wembley and they all look fantastic, nothing beats a big American boxing event, does it? Unfortunately, it still has that gravitas, that pull. What's he got on these? Let me put this phone here so I can watch it properly. Right here. And I can still see your comments. Lovely. Sean Porter has become anyway, look, he's always Showtime, Sean Porter, but he's even more Showtime now. I absolutely love Sean Porter, you know. I hate this fight because I love Sean and I love Crawford. Um, Kareem Adams says the Zone or Sky Sports should bring more foreign fighters, regardless of whether they fight British fighters. Example: Furman versus Ugas, Keno versus GGG3, Tia versus Loma, Charlo versus Andrade. Boy, ain't that easy? Ain't that easy to do? What's this one? Chris Makabu is knocking out Canelo. Well, everyone thinks people. This is almost now become the mystique of Canelo. Canelo will KO Makabu. There's no competition in this area. Julian Jackson, Terry Norris, Mike the Body Snatcher McCullum would beat Canelo. Maybe, but it's crazy that we think Canelo is going to go to cruiserweight and knock out Makabu. That's mental. This ain't the same Makabu that fought Tony Bellew. I think maybe we have that vision in our heads. Sean Porter doing the ring walk, by the way. Like he's a lot better than that. A lot better than that. Man, this ain't true. I highlighted it, but that's obviously not true. Adil Shakut says, I think Canelo weighs in the 180s, and I think he's going to try and stop Makabu late. Canelo always looks like he goes for the stoppage, to be fair. Canelo doesn't look like the sort of person that fights for a points decision. The only person that I thought he was a bit cautious with of recent or the first Golovkin fight. That's the first time when you watched him and he's fighting on the back foot. Normally he's the aggressor all the time. That's the first time he was okay to fight on the back foot. And to be fair, it's a fight I thought he lost. So maybe it is a case of him just thinking, fuck it, we're going to be aggressive. But him going up to cruiserweight, and I mentioned it, didn't I? But him going up to cruiserweight is crazy. It really is crazy. Evening, morning. What's this one? Now you're watching it on your phone, Eddie. The Zone need to send you the studio care package. I've got my TV right here. So I've got a TV right there. I've got a screen right here as well, and I've got my phone. But they're all playing up. The connection's all playing up. This I trust the phone, so we're watching it here. Oh, here we go. Here comes the upset. Ooh. This is what I love. That I'm getting that feeling in the stomach where you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. Honestly, if I was a boxer, yeah, clearly not a boxer, I'm with this guy, Junior. I'm never having a rapper walk me out. I'm yet to see one, which I'm like, yeah, that's good. Honestly, I've yet to see one or hear one that sounds good. They always just sound horrendous to me. Like I'm doing old school Mike Tyson. You might not even have no music. You know those times when Mike used to come to the ring with just nothing, no music and the towel. Why can't someone just try and copy that? All this rapper walking me out business is nonsense. Nonsense. Jeff Baudouin says that green chair is the shiz. It is, my man. You know it's the shiz. This green chair has been around since some shit. I think Little Wayne with Connor. Sorry, I think Little Wayne with Floyd was good for the Connor fight. No. You know, the only one I did like, I didn't mind Stormzy when AJ fought Dillian White. That was all right. Yeah, yeah. I think someone's put that there. Stormzy with AJ. Yeah, yeah, it was all right. It's true, it was all right. But I don't like him. I can't lie to you. I do not like him. I think even 50 done one with Floyd. Didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. Tyson's walkouts with just static and chains in the background, goosebumps. Yeah, they used to knock on that Tyson door, said Tyson, he used to come out, and boy, I loved it. I loved it. Terence walking to the ring by himself. You know, you always try to gauge if people are nervous. I don't think Terence is. Well, you're gonna be nervous. I'll take that back. You're gonna be nervous because you're about to have a fight. You know what I mean? You're about to throw hands. You're gonna be nervous. And this is one of the big fights that he's been wanting. This is it. He's been wanting this. And it must be weird knowing that you're going into a ring with Shawn. You know it's going to be problems. You know it's going to be painful. You know it's going to be difficult. You pronounce my name correctly. Fantastic. That's what I do, my man. That's what I do. That's what I do. I don't remember that walkout. Corey Spinks walkout versus Judah in their first fight. I'm gonna have to watch that. I used to love Corey Spinks, by the way. Love Zab as well. Super bad Judah. Zab Judah was a good fighter, man. Good fighter, Zab. Problem is, he was only like a 5-round fighter. But go and watch Zab's fight against Miguel Cotto. Ooh. Miguel Cotto was in some wars, you know. Like Zab versus Miguel Cotto and Shane Mosley versus Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto was a walker. What's this one? Romel says, can fighters take pre-work? What's pre-work? Like pre-workout? Like it's like energy drink, caffeine. Don't know about that. Not sure. Not good shout that, but I have no idea about that one. All right, guys. Before it gets going, quick predictions. Quick predictions. Let me hear what you, and I need rounds. I don't just want to name. I need rounds. Christian Short Sen says Cotter was a monster. Yeah, Cotter was a monster, man. Is that Miguel Cotter? Sorry, Margarito cheating motherfucker. Yeah. All right, what's this? What we got? Final prediction: Crawford around 7-12. I'm sorry, Joe. You can't have a 6-round swing. Yeah, Crawford could win in 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then when Crawford wins in 9, you're like, I told you so. We need a round, bro. We need a round. This is more like it. This is what I'm talking about. This kind of stuff. Crawford 116. That's that's what I'm talking about. Stephen Tokley, Crawford TKO 9. Bud TKO 10th. Crawford stoppage 9. We got here. Craig McKenzie, Crawford KO around 7. That's early. Alex Chavez, America's in the house. Bud 12-round decision. Okay. Bud in 10. Bud in set. No one, Sam Porter. No. Crawford round 11. Oh, where we go? What on? Sam Stocks. Porter win KO round 11. Interesting. Crawford close decision. Bud round 10. Crawford TKO 7. Yusuf Dahia says Crawford will win this point decision. Okay. Bud in 8. I think we're underestimating Porter again. You know, we always do it. He's got the war gum shield on as well. If Porter does this, if Porter does that, they're that. Oh, man. Another person saying it. 7. Terence split decision. Interesting. Porter split. Crawford split decision. Loads. Okay. Porter, was that? Round 12, boom. Oh, Shenton Dixon going for Porter. What? So Porter stoppage. Joe's back says Adil Depot. I got my money on that. Is that, by the way, he means 7 to 12, but specifically he'll go Crawford round 11. I think that as well. What's my prediction? My prediction is Porter. Sorry, Porter. Sorry, take that back. Crawford, wide. Crawford wide. 8-4, 8-4, 7-5. No, 8-4, 9-3. 8-4, 9-3. That's what I'm going. All right, guys, we're about to do this. Well done for everyone staying up. For all 550 of you in the live, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You know how to do all your bits. You know how to do your bits, people. Super chat here from Alex Chavez. Thanks for waking up early, Ade, supporting from Yuma, Arizona, USA. Appreciate that, Alex. Appreciate it. All right, let's do this. The fight we've been waiting for, people. We've been waiting for this one. Terence Crawford versus Shawn Porter should be a good one. Should be a good. Remember, WBO World Welterweight title on the line. Unbeaten Crawford. Again, Shawn Porter has only lost the 3 times, but look at the people that he's lost to. Although some people might say he might have lost to Ugas. Let's go Crawford. Should we do it like proper commentary? Crawford in the white and black, Shawn Porter in the smaller shorts, right? Really thin shorts. Porter starting aggressive as always. Crawford having a look. Crawford's a slow starter. Always has been a slow starter. Crawford will have a look. The problem is, in having a look, Porter will jump on you straight away. Crawford's on the back foot. Porter's the one who's taking the center of the ring, which, again, for me, this isn't a surprise. Porter doing what he does best, dog work. Head's coming close there. We saw the last fight before this. Referee stopped the fight because of a cut. Porter banging to the body as well early. It's weird how it's just immediately changed now. Now, Crawford takes center of the ring, Porter on the back foot, but then Porter immediately regains the center and starts to kind of tee off a jab. Nice start with his jab. Crawford having a look. 1 minute 54 in round number 1 between these two. Porter on the back ropes here. Again, if you're watching this, this is what Porter does all the time. This won't surprise you. Sorry, this is what Crawford, apologies, does all the time. This won't surprise. And to be fair, it's what Porter does as well all the time. Porter bouncing on his toes. Porter looks in really good physical condition. Really good. Always does, but I think it's just like he's putting a bit more extra muscle. His back looks really wide. Referee's going to have to play a big part in this one because Porter does steam in and it gets messy. But that's kind of what Porter wants. I think Porter's making Crawford having to work a lot harder than he likes to do in the very first rounds. Crawford just missed with an uppercut off the ropes. He spins and turns Porter around minutes ago. Very fast 2 minutes here, by the way. Minutes ago in round number 1. So far, a Porter round. Not that he's scored anything, big or anything, but he's been the aggressor. Nice jab from Crawford. Snap the head back of Porter. So far, nothing in terms of switch hitting from Crawford, still in his orthodox shape, but he does like to switch hit a lot. I think someone said it in the comment section how once he goes lefty, it's a wrap. A good round this one for Porter. Very good round. Porter again, just trying to push the pace a bit here. Crawford doing some good works off the ropes. Porter's like, okay, you can get off the ropes. We can come fight in the center of the ring. Porter aggressive. What I like about Porter as well, when he throws, and this is for any young fighter coming up, Porter never throws single shots. Like he comes in and it's a blitz. It's like a 3 or 4 blitz and then he's out. First round Porter for me. Someone said I'm a minute behind now. Please don't tell me that. Who says that? Yeah, I don't know why I'm a minute behind, but I'm going to reset this quickly. You know what I've realized, yeah? I realized that Sky put so many adverts on now. So many adverts. Good round, by the way, for Porter, I thought. Good round for Porter. All right, here we are, round number 2. You know what I'm going to try and do? I'm going to try and get it on my TV as well. If I'm a minute behind here, I'm going to try and get it on my TV. Apologies if I am behind, guys. How can I be a minute behind and you guys that have, some of you got illegal streams and you're faster than me? That's madness. Again, Porter aggressive. He just looks physically strong as well. The Shawn looks really good. All right, Terence has switched. Terence has just now switched to southpaw. He's already starting to, that might be, although that's a good thing, that's almost like a win for Porter there, because that's like Terence saying, okay, I've got to do something different here. Like, I've got to go through the gears quickly, maybe. Porter is so fast in and out, by the way, of his work. Again, not landing anything, but he's making Crawford work for this. Crawford is going to have to work for this tonight, people. Work big time. A minute gone in round number 2 for me. No one no one's landed anything significant yet. Porter just having a look. Porter bouncing on his toes. Crawford starting to have a look as well. Nice little, very, very quick overhand right there from Crawford. Very quick. Oh, nice right hand as well from Porter. Terence Crawford stumbling, but was always going backwards. The problem is when Crawford does fight in this southpaw stance, their legs trip over. I've noticed it. Their legs are very, very close together. Their feet. Someone's going to trip over. So it almost might look like someone's landed something, but it's just because their legs are clashing. Porter's nasty to fight, Like, honestly, Porter's the kind of person you just don't want to pick to fight. Very aggressive. Crawford is swinging and missing with an uppercut, which would have done some damage. Shawn Porter throwing 3s and 4s, landed a couple of shots in there in the pocket as well. Shawn Porter very aggressive. Crawford fighting back, aggressive. Well, crowd are starting to like this one. This one's starting to heat up already now. 44 seconds left, round number 2. Crawford sticks out his tongue like, okay, this is what you want. You wanted this action. You're going to get this action. Nice little jab from Crawford. Remember, he's fighting southpaw now as we speak. Landed a nice little uppercut on the way in. One apiece for me in this round. Bit messy. Referee told him to, keep it clean. Keep it clean. Guys, for some reason, my stream was like 20 seconds behind everyone's. I don't, even more than that. All right, so Stevie G said I'm 45 seconds behind. Why? I don't know what is going on. Oh, nice. You know what? Crawford ended it with a beautiful, beautiful left down the pipe going backwards. Ooh. They're showing the replay. Both are landing clean, but his Porter's work so messy. Crawford's the cleaner work, 100% the cleaner work. For me, I see Chris here saying 2-0 Porter. No, not for me. For me, it's 1 apiece. For me, it's 1 apiece. Good fight. Base the Kid said he's watching it on Sky, not stream. I'm watching it on Sky. What is going on? This is annoying. Right. We're ending my stream again. I think that now TV's apps are slow because I'm watching on that, which is so annoying. Because you guys are gonna see shit before I do, so I might hide my comments, man, so I don't see it. All right, so I'm just literally I'm 250 in round number 3 right now. You guys look like you're a minute in front of me, so I'm gonna hide the comments. I can't. I don't want to see this what you guys are saying. Both just having a bit of a look now. Again, I've got this one apiece so far. Again, Crawford switched to that southpaw stance. Crawford just having a little look. Porter having a little look as well. Porter not jumping on him like he did in the first couple of rounds. Oh, nice little. Crawford just tried a nice little uppercut as Porter's coming in. Maybe that's the punch for Crawford. That uppercut as Porter's coming in is probably his best punch or his best opportunity anyway. Crawford, nice little jab. I think you know what it is. Crawford switching to southpaw here has caused Porter a bit of a problem that he's trying to figure out because he doesn't want to get countered as he's coming in. And it is causing him a problem. That's why he's not as aggressive in jumping in. Like Porter's really stuttering in the corner, thinking, okay, how do I deal with this? What do I do? And it's interesting. Like, I wonder in the lead up to this, in terms of sparring, whether or not Porter got a lot of southpaw sparring, because this must be confusing. This must be very, very confusing. Porter very aggressive. Crawford in and out of the pocket, almost laughing at him like, oh, clash of heads. Got to be careful. They've got to be careful. Both of them are landing at will. Someone's going to get hurt here. And so far, Porter's winning the battle when they're aggressive. Crawford's laughing, but he's laughing because he's getting caught. He can laugh as much as he wants. He's getting caught. For me, it's 45 seconds left of round number 3. And it might be a Porter round. Like, Crawford's definitely the aggressor, but I think Porter's landed the better shots. Is that a nick? Is that a nick over the eye of Porter? It is. There's a nick over the eye of Porter. It's right eye. No knockdown. Again, remember I mentioned it earlier, the legs are going to tangle because of the southpaw stance. The legs are going to cross each other. And that's exactly what we just saw there. I need to see that cut over Porter's eye. It's because of the heads are going in. This is the wrestling thing I was talking about as well. This fight's getting messy. The ref, you almost need 2 refs in here now. I need to see. Yeah, in the clinch, Joe said, what's this? Crawford's manhandling Porter in the clinch. That being said, it's 2-1 Porter. For me, it's 2-1 Porter as well. And the reason, again, that Crawford's manhandling him in the clinch is because Crawford's got that wrestling base. How big's the cut? How big's the cut? It's not super big, and it's going down. It's a nasty cut though, and it's going down the side of his eye as opposed to going in. Well, is this fight on YouTube as well? Like, a few people have said YouTube. This fight ain't on YouTube, is it? I'm trying to double check my connection again. No, it's just a crap connection. All right, let's see if we can go here. Round number 4. I'm at 2:21 of round number 4, by the way, peeps. What's this comment? Crawford getting confident. Can't get overconfident. Yeah, Crawford's starting to get into the swing of things, but Porter's still there. Porter's super dangerous, man. Very, very dangerous. I hope that cut hasn't played with his head a little bit. It shouldn't be. He's very experienced. For as aggressive as Porter is, there needs to be sometimes a bit of better boxing ability. He can't just be sort of running in and just jumping in all the time. You want to see him try and set things up with the jab a bit better. But look, again, this is how we fight. This is his style. Good, nice little straight down the pipe though, straight right down the pipe from Sean Porter. Crawford laughs and smiles. Didn't hurt me. Didn't hurt you, but it caught you. Scoring punch. Very much a scoring punch. What Porter doesn't have, or what I don't think he has anyway, is that high level power. Don't know if Crawford has it. If I'm honest with you, did anyone know if Errol Spence is in the building? I didn't. They didn't show him ringside, so I'm guessing he's not. So that scuppers the idea of him coming into the ring. Good little left, very smart little left on the back foot there by Crawford, who again is starting to get a rhythm going. But it'd be nice for me to see him switch to orthodox now. But maybe look, maybe he just enjoys and prefers fighting in southpaw. Again, they tie up. The referee breaks them up. 34 seconds left for me of this round, and it's a Crawford round. I think these are tough rounds to score, by the way. Oh, nice little check. Little check. Little check hook and a move away. Very reminiscent of when Ricky Hatton got knocked out by Mayweather. That was a bit embarrassing for Paul. His head went into the turnbuckle first. You can tell these guys have sparred each other a lot, by the way. They have sparred each other a lot. Oh, Spencer's ringside. Oh, some okay. Errol ain't there. He's riding his horses. But then Ted says Spencer's ringside. Okay, Spencer's ringside. People saying Spencer's ringside. Interesting. Spencer's ringside. So we have Spence there, yeah? Interesting. Let's see what happens. Is Crawford the new Loma? Download and destroy. No, not for me. I mean, I don't think he is that. I think he'll work you out, but I don't think I don't know. Like, it's weird because some people have it 3-1 Porter. I'm not sure, man. I've no idea how this fight is being scored, by the way. It's a bit of a nasty cut, that is. But I will say this. I've always said that Crawford starts slow. This is now, for me, where Crawford gets to work. This is round 5. This is where we now start to see how great he really is, because I think he is a great fighter. And this is, for me, is when he should really show that greatness. Crawford now, the aggressor, though. I will say that as well. That's one thing that's changed during the fight. Crawford's the one that's on the front foot. Porter's the one now is on the back foot and is almost a counter puncher. And I mean, sorry, it's Porter, but Porter's not a counter puncher. He's an aggressive fighter. It's almost like he's waiting for Crawford to do things first. When I think he's got to initiate it. Great, lovely uppercut, little corkscrew uppercut from Crawford. Didn't hurt Porter, but you know what? Reminded Porter that that's there. That tool is there. Crawford now winging away to the body, to the head, everything he can get. Anytime Porter gets in close, like I said, he's not letting 1 or 2 go. This guy's letting 4 or 5. Again, Crawford, the aggressor, he's on the front foot, still fighting in that southpaw stance. He's done that since round number 2. Round number 1, he came out orthodox and he is switched up immediately. That could be a case of him knowing he has to. That could be a case of he knows that Sean Porter's been having normal, orthodox sparring. And he's like, okay, you've had no southpaw sparring in your camp. Okay, here I am, southpaw. Sean Porter flicking out the jab, not much on the jab. Oh, nice little right hand though from Sean. That was clean. That was very, very clean. He's now, it's like he knows it was clean as well. Crawford tucking up and taking a lot on the gloves, but he got caught there. He got caught with a right hand. Crawford tries to push Sean away, in which he does, but Sean then comes back on again. It's a very good right hand. That right hand was the best punch of the round, at least so far. Is it enough to win the round? I don't know. It's weird how Crawford, who let's not forget has come up from 135, 140 to 147, is good uppercut as well from Sean. Sean's won this round. Sean's won this round. It's weird how Crawford's able to kind of bully and push Porter back when Porter's Porter's well, should be the naturally bigger guy. Good work from Porter here. Good work. Crawford needs to kind of figure this out. Crawford hasn't really landed anything. Good little body shot though from Crawford, as I say that. Crawford's trying to steal the round in the last 10 seconds, and I don't think he's done enough to do it. For me, that's 3-2 Porter. I have it 3-2 Porter. That's what I have. They're showing Porter's misses in the crowd. Must be so weird when you look up and you see yourself. I think people got it 3-2 Porter. 4-1 Porter. Okay, to be fair, it's not, I mean, it's not the craziest things. 3-2 Porter. I think a lot of people have it 3-2, 4-1 Porter. ESPN. What's this one? ESPN had it 3-1 Porter after 4, so 4-1 now. Interesting. You know what? Yeah, this is quite annoying, Ben. And the watch along is nearly a minute behind the action. That's annoying, isn't it? Don't know what's going on with this stupid app. Good stuff here from Crawford, though, landing some good body shots at the start, the early round. It's almost like he knows he needs to put the action. But to be fair, Crawford just threw about 5 or 6 punches, only one landed. Sometimes it only takes one, but only one landed. Errol is ringside watching this, and he's probably thinking, "I told you so." In terms of how tough Porter is to fight, because Errol got a lot of stick for that performance. Porter is just a tough fight for anybody. Anybody. Like it's weird because a lot of people are saying things like, "Oh, Boots Ennis easily beats him," and Virgil Ortiz. You must be crazy. No one easily beats Porter. No one. Um, Nothing really to report in this round 6. It's a round I think that Crawford needs to win. Like he really does. Porter landing the better shots here for me. Like again, I'm not talking staggering shots and shots that are going to hurt you, but he's landing shots. Like these are scoring shots that he's landing. And if you're the ref looking at this, sorry, the judges ringside, I mean, you've got to be scoring these rounds for Porter. You have to be. For as slick and as good as Crawford's looking, he's not landing any clean shots. Crawford complaining about a headbutt now to the ref. They've called time. Has Crawford got a cut on the head? Don't know. Don't think so. Crawford needs to show more here, peeps. Look, I like what he's doing. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good and it's clean. But let's not forget. A lot of the talk was, he's the pound for pound #2 in the world. He's the best welterweight out there. People were saying that with Errol out there. People like myself as well. I don't know, man. I think Porter needs to. I mean, Crawford needs to do a bit more. He's trying to go to the body now and slow Porter down. I don't think you slow Porter down. In the clinch, it's dirty boxing. Really is horrible boxing. Oh, nice shot from Crawford. I like that. The left, sneaky left as well. Just took a step back and bang, almost like a hook and an uppercut. Really nice. Again, is that enough to win the round? I'm not quite sure. Again, apologies that I'm behind you guys in the stream. I'm about a minute behind, which is annoying, but what can you do? Interesting. Unless you guys want to get like, why don't you guys pause it? Start when I start. I only have your commentary to go on, but I've always associated Crawford with very high punch accuracy, and it doesn't seem to be the case here. Credit to Porter. Yeah, Porter's just not staying still and allowing him to land the shots. But even when he is there in the pocket, I don't think we're seeing that same punch output or even accuracy from Terence Crawford. That being said, we still have a few rounds to go. But for me, Porter's winning this fight. Enoch, 59-55 Porter. I can't even believe my own scorecard. Interesting. Can't see any pound for pound skills. Oh god. 4-2 Porter. Terence getting off good shots, but Porter's relentless. Porter is relentless. Really is. All right, start of round 7. So my round 7 starting now. So if you guys want to try and tie up with me, in the future I will get a clock on the screen as well. I don't know how to do that myself, so we'll work that out. Halfway stage, peeps. For me, so far, Porter's winning this fight. Again, it's not that he's landed anything significant or or he's got a knockdown, but so far he's landed the better shots for me. The better shots. Crawford's looked busier and he's been switching up southpaw, orthodox, southpaw, but I still don't think he's worked out the puzzle of this aggressive Porter in front of him. He really hasn't. If I'm Josh Taylor and I'm watching this, don't get me wrong. Look, do I think Crawford beats Josh Taylor? Yes. But if I'm Josh Taylor watching this, I'm thinking, bring it on. Bring it on. Like, Crawford's 34. I'm still very much got my youth about me. I don't know. I think Josh Taylor should ask for the for Crawford fight if Crawford comes through this. And that's an if right now because I'm not seeing anything too great. I'd love to have seen how Floyd would have handled Porter because no one seems to know what to do with Porter. No one. Love to see like a real technically gifted boxer like Floyd. Not that Crawford isn't technically gifted, but like, what would Floyd have done? Good jab from Crawford. Porter saw it coming, just took a step back, took the sting out of it. Crawford's got his hands really low. That's the shot. Crawford just landed a clean shot down the middle, a left. Best shot that he's landed all fight. Porter ate it and just kept coming forward. I don't know if it was full power. Tries to do Crawford tries to do the same shot again. Don't know who's winning this round. Not quite sure. What a messy fight this is, by the way. What a messy fight. Crawford jab, didn't land. Porter on his toes. Someone's going to try and steal this round in the last 10 seconds. Crawford smiling. I'm telling you, like, it's not to put all the pressure on Crawford, but obviously, look, Crawford's been with Top Rank and he hasn't had those fights, right? He hasn't had the showcase. He's finally getting an opponent to showcase his abilities. And yes, it's a difficult opponent. We get all that. But I don't think he's doing it. I don't think he's showcasing anything here right now. What's this one? 7-1 underdog. Yeah, he was. He was. 5-2 Porter. 4-3 Porter, some close rounds. That's Liam. At this rate, Spence beats Bud. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because let me tell you now, round 7, up to round 7 between Spence and Porter was exactly this. Exactly this. Let's not forget, Porter versus Spence was a split decision. This is what Porter does. Does Crawford look like a top 3 pound for pound? No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Naz says 4-3 for me. Porter, ESPN have Porter ahead. Mm. Interesting. All right, here we go. Round number 8. Again, let's see what Crawford can do to really step it on him now. 3 or 4 really clean shots from Crawford, spiteful clean shots. Finally got some distance and landed, but they are both now in the center of the ring trading. And Crawford's getting the better of it. Crawford's hands just look a bit sharper, look cleaner. That this is better work from Crawford in the first 30 seconds of round number 8. Really good. Like, honestly, this is Porter was exactly where Porter wanted to be, and Crawford won that battle. So that's a little psychological blow as well for Porter. He got into the pocket where he wants to be, and Crawford won it. Crawford won the battle there. So let's see what Porter does. Crawford just having a look. Nice little jab, snapped it out from Crawford. Porter snaps his own jab out as well. Crawford on the back foot, almost being hunted by Porter. Referee gets involved and breaks it up again. Porter is so aggressive and horrible to fight. Jesus Christ, man. He's got war written on the back of his shorts. And this is kind of what he's doing. Like he literally is chasing Crawford around the ring, chasing him around the ring. Oh, Porter landing some good shots here, you know. Some really good shots. Like Porter just looks strong. Like he doesn't stop. Doesn't stop working. Crawford on the back foot. Crawford started this round really well, but for me, it's a Porter round again. Maybe I'm missing something here, but for me, it's a Porter round. Like it was a good first 20 seconds, 30 seconds from Crawford. Since then, Porter's been the aggressor. Porter's landed a couple of big shots. Porter's gone to the body a couple of times. I think that's a Porter round. I think I'm a big Crawford fan. You guys know this. Crawford's my guy, but I think that's a Porter round. What am I missing something here? What's people saying? 5-3 Porter. 5-3. You know, you say 5-3. I could go 6-2 Porter. I could do what Jay Knox is doing. I could go 6-2 Porter. Oh no, man. I don't know. Some Bud hurt. Bud was never hurt. What's this? Porter's haymakers are mad. Yeah. Crawford hurt a bit. Now I never thought Crawford was hurt in that fight. All right, here we go. Round number 9. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna stop trying to score this fight because I ain't got a clue how this fight's going. Articulate Design says any chance Bud's age is catching up to him, especially against somebody hyper aggressive like Porter? Possibly, possibly. But again, I think this is all just down to Porter's aggressiveness rather than just Porter being Porter. But if you have all watched Bud in his career, you know Bud, likes to get a few late stoppages, really likes to turn it up late in fights. Let's see if he can. Round 9, because he might need to turn it up. He might, because going by the comment section, and that's never a good barometer for the fight, but going by the comment section, a lot of people have Porter winning. Whether it be close or not, there's no one in the comment section that has Crawford winning. I think people have it either a draw, I think 4 apiece, 5-3. I had it 6-2, but I don't know. But we'll see. Again, Crawford doing well to get out of the swarming, but Porter swarming him. I wonder what I was talking about where Porter can find southpaw sparring for Crawford. Where do you find someone to replicate what Porter does? It's awful. Very, very difficult. He just springs into action. It's like he stops and then just jumps straight at you. If this fight continues to plays out like it is now, we're gonna have something controversial at the end of it. It is gonna be controversial. I've got a minute left of round number 9, and again, I think this is a Crawford round, but it's so difficult to score. Yeah, Crawford's doing some good work here. Good body shot from Crawford. Nice little uppercut from Crawford as well on the step back. Tries to throw a 1-2, nothing. Problem Crawford's having is that Crawford's having to fight, and he's almost on his bike as he's fighting. Whereas normally Crawford's happy to stay center of the ring with you, but because that's what Porter wants him to do, he's throwing punches and he's on the move already. So there's not a lot of sting in his punches because he's not sitting down on them. Crawford round though, definitely a Crawford round. But again, he's not put a dent. He's not put one dent in Shawn Porter. Nothing to discourage him. Good body shot from Terence Crawford. Nice. Fast hands. Very fast hands. Crawford round. Crawford round. That's probably one of the only rounds where I guarantee that round was won by someone. That's a Crawford round. What's this? Games you love. Bud puts him down next round. Mark my words. I love when we got people that are mystical in this. Definitely puts him down. What's this one as well? Bud may KO Porter in 11 or 12. Okay, 5-4 Crawford, 5-4 Porter, 5-4 Porter, 86-85 Porter, again another 5-4. Bang. All right. Damn, you guys, I can already see the comment section and I need to see it. I'm so upset that I'm behind in my stream. Bang. Beautiful. Beauty. All right, I just send the Crawford's hands, yeah. Whoever said games you love, I got to put your name up. Where's games you love? Mystique out there, you are correct, sir. You are mystical. You are correct. Let's see what Bud can do to see if he can close the show. Crawford aggressive, super aggressive now. That left hand came from nowhere. Came from nowhere. Porter now fighting on instinct. I've just got to fight aggressive. That knockdown came from nowhere. This is what maybe Crawford, championship fighter, this is what he does, right? Finds a way down again, finds a way. And Porter's punching Porter is so angry with himself. He gets up though, but he's angry. What are they doing? What are they doing? They're calling the fight off. So, sorry, have I missed something here? So, 1 second. Why has that fight just been called? What's happened? Why have they just called the fight? What's everyone saying in the comment section? I am so confused. I need to see this properly. He was banging the canvas. he was obviously angry about something. Why has the fight been called? No, 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 no. Guys, sorry. His dad called it, yeah? Why? Is there is he's hurt something. What is going on? What is going on? I can't lie to you. I am look, the knockdowns were legit knockdowns. We saw that. But they like he started banging the canvas as though he he knew he hurt something. If that makes any sense. Crawford just going over to Bradley and Ward. Um, mm. Shakur Stevenson in the ring gives him a big hug. Shakur Stevenson massive for his weight as well. Errol Spence in the ring. Someone's saying Errol Spence is in the ring as well, which I can't see. Is Errol in the ring? But I'm still very I'm talking slow, guys, because I'm very bemused as to why that fight was stopped. Look, I mean, look, you don't want to see Shawn get hurt, right? I mean, two knockdowns are two knockdowns, but that's strange. By the way, I've still got Games You Love on the screen because Games You Love said 40 seconds earlier, like he knew something I didn't know. He said this Shawn, he said Crawford will get the knockdown. Let me see. They're showing it again now. Bang. That left. Okay, that was the first knockdown, which was a very good left. Porter very aggressive. Showing this, I think, is this the second one or the first? Okay, still the first knockdown, which is a beautiful left hand. Beautiful. Didn't see it coming. I want to see the second knockdown. Okay, so the second knockdown, he gets hit with a right and then a left over their head, but that's not. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like Crawford, Porter being Porter. Okay, then he started. Look, Porter's banging the canvas, like really banging it. Like that's some dodgy finish to a fight. Okay, he's having a look. What's is he hurt his leg or something? I, I'm sorry. That's a very very strange stoppage. Mm. Father knows best. I'm not having all that stuff. Father knows, but that's a very very like I need to know. I need to know there was an injury. Like if he says something like he pulled his like he banged the canvas as though he knows he's injured himself or he's upset. I don't know. I don't know. I found that very strange. I can't be the only one that's found that strange. Like, why did he bang the canvas? Nah, man. Something going on, peeps. Something going on there. I'm 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 with this. Games you love, I'm gonna have to remove your comment, even though you're the man right now. But where was it? I saw something. Someone said about the ankle, like he might have turned his ankle or something. No, I'm not having this. I'm not having this. Come on, guys. He was about to get stopped and his father saved him. Come on. No, no, no. Come on, man. This is Shawn Porter. This is Shawn Porter we're talking about. This ain't anyone else. This is Shawn. Like, if anyone deserves, and I hate using the phrase "go out on your shield," if anyone, it's Shawn. I don't know. I just found that ending weird. I just found it weird. Can someone just get Errol Spence in the ring, please? Or maybe because this is ESPN, Errol ain't gonna get in the ring. I don't know, but it'd be nice to see Errol get in the ring. I want to see a face to face, but we're not gonna see it, are we? He injured his hand punching the canvas. He might have. I just found that all a bit strange. Let me have a look at it again. Is this? So he missed with a. He landed a clean right hand, really good. Wobbled the legs of Porter. Porter's still trying to fight back. Then he lands. He almost pushes him down. Doesn't even land the left. Almost pushes him down. And then Porter starts banging the canvas. Errol Spence ringside watching. Errol shaking his head and walking out. I don't know what Errol's shaking his head about. Maybe Errol's shaking his head about that as well, but I don't know. Guys, I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna do the usual Sunday session live tomorrow. A few things to talk about. We're gonna talk about Dan Aziz's fight, but I really want yeah, I don't know. I want to talk about this performance a bit more. That surprised me. Guys, as always, what's the time? Thank you very, very much. Strange. Guys, peace and love. We'll see you tomorrow.